Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Forecast, brought to you by Options University. This is Butch Shorak. It's Monday, September 15th, 2014. Access to this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing contained in this video, website, or promotional material constitutes a promotion, recommendation, solicitation of offer of any particular investment security or transaction. Options University provides educational services that are meant to teach you the risks and rewards of trading stocks and options, and we're not a service that tells you what to trade. We're not implying or guaranteeing any profit, and as always, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Well, quite a week we had last week as we missed that opportunity for the market to go up 6 weeks in a row. So as we look at the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, looking at the change for the week, we see all negative numbers. The Dow down 150 points or down 0.9% for the week. NASDAQ down 0.3%. S&P leading the way down 1.1%. And finally, the Russell 2000 down 0.8% for the week. Only one in negative numbers year to date is the Russell 2000, with the Dow still up 2.5%, the NASDAQ up 9.4%, leading the way. S&P 500 up 7.4%. Russell 2000 in negative numbers, down 0.3% for the year. Let's take a look and see what we're looking at for announcements this week as we come into a big week in the market. We have a couple of things going on, and this week of quadruple witching. Looking at Monday, we see there's basically nothing happening on the 15th and nothing to get excited about. On Tuesday, September 16th, we got the PPI coming out at 8:30 for the only thing of importance for us that particular day. Oh, what else happens that day? FOMC meeting begins, and of course, everybody will be on pins and needles waiting to see what the FOMC has to say about their easing, about their interest rates, and so on. As to the effect that it can have on the overall market. On Wednesday, looking at CPI, we're looking at housing market index. And of course, at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, we've got that all-important FOMC meeting announcement that'll take place. Looking at Thursday, we have housing starts, jobless claims, and Philly Fed survey. And then adding to the excitement for the week, Friday was the quadruple witching. And finally, we have the economic leading indicators at 10 o'clock on Friday. So quite a week as far as announcements. And look what happened to the market as we come into this week. On Friday, we had quite a move down in the market as we saw that it was kind of a big day down after seeing that we reached a new high the week before last. And we just have kind of been going sideways. And we're looking and headed for that 30-day moving average. Notice we got a lot of congruency and a little support down here. So we'll see whether these head down and on Monday and Tuesday and bring us down to those moving averages, as there will be some concern about what's going to happen with the FOMC meeting, which of course there's been some speculation that there may be a bit of a pullback. So macroeconomics tells us don't fight the Fed. Well, where is the Fed going? The market hates indecision. Finally, let's take a look at it a little closer, looking at the week. As we started the week, we had a big day on Friday, and we stayed near that high on Monday. And then as we looked at the rest of the week, we just kind of meandered around with a kind of a sideways trading range here. And we'll see where this heads as we move forward. Could go down to that 30-day moving average. You know, we do get these pullback. You got Monday and Tuesday with the all-important Fed announcement coming out on Wednesday. Looking at the Dow, we see it also is sitting right above that 30-day moving average. All of these indexes are in uptrends, but notice that in the last couple of weeks, we've just been going sideways, trading in a very, very tight trading range between 16.9 and 17.2 on the Dow. We had the same kind of look out of the S&P. Looking at the NASDAQ, same type of look. Sideways trading the last few weeks, a little volatility in the day, but waiting to see what the Fed's going to have to say this week, which could certainly have an effect on the markets. Russell 2000 not showing us the same strength out of the other markets. Down for the entire year, not showing us any big moves out of the small cap stock. Let's take a look at some of our indexes, looking at our ETFs and see where they lead us. Of course, we got a little rise in the VIX as we pulled back on Friday, but no big amount of fear in the market as we're still around that 13 level, which is certainly our average level where we spend the majority of our time. No big spike as we see the volatility taking place during last week. Bond market, the bottom kind of fell out of the bond market as we're headed towards some of our previous lows, and our ETF TLT for bonds is showing us weakness as the uptrend seems to have ended, and we're pulling back in that bond market. Next, let's take a look at the gold, and oh, look at this. No great movement to security in gold as we see it pulling back further and further. It looks almost like a bear market coming in the gold compared to previous levels that it was at last year. Looking at the financials, we see they held up very well, looking very much like the S&P, looking very much like the Dow, trading in a very tight manner up there. And of course, waiting, we'll see what happens. 30 above the 50, above the 200. Bullish market in the financials. XLF is our ETF that shows us that. And again, we'll be looking to the Fed to see what the new Fed has to say about where we're going with the interest rates. Looking at oil, big descending in oil. Looking at USO, our ETF for oil, we see that this just keeps pulling back further and further, certainly at all-time lows for the last 3 months, as we hit $34 during this past week. So for those of you that are gold members, stick around. We'll look at our stocks to watch. But look at the volume that we had Friday. It was a big volume day as we pulled back prior to the weekend and gave back what we had picked up off of Wednesday and Thursday. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this pull back toward that moving average with the S&P. We did have volume on Friday as people were scrambling a little bit to get out of their positions for the weekend as we come into the Fed week and quadruple witching. It'll be an interesting week in the overall market. All right, so for those of you that are gold members, stick around. This is Market Forecast brought to you by Options University. It's Butch Shorak. It's Monday, September 15th, 2014. Thank you for being here.